Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to go over our daily technical analysis update of oil and natural gas. And we're going to jump right into it. And I'll give you my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice. So here we go. This is light crude oil futures. Small little update today. Guys, I don't know if we're going to get this huge pullback that a lot of people think they're going to get. I was looking at some inventory numbers. I'll share that in another clip. But oil, I mean, we're eating through inventory quite dramatically, and I think we're going to see a big move higher. Big move. I am maintaining my longs in all of my oil shares. I will not be selling a single thing of anything. If anything, new money will be going into the energy sector of uranium. I think we have an energy problem that's going to hit us soon, probably the end of this year or whatnot. But looking at crude oil futures, yep, sideways to slightly higher there. Natural gas is pulling back. We're coming out of season. So natural gas, I think, will be a good spot to be picking up shares at some point when this pullback is done. XOP moving on up today. It's not a reversal candlestick pattern per se, but we'll see what happens tomorrow, and we'll see what some of these other companies look like. SM Energy, I mean, it's very close to a bullish engulfing. We'll see what happens coming up. These are all bullish candlesticks before it. It looks very bullish. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a major leg higher soon. How soon? I can't tell you guys, but I think soon. Summer's not that far away, and our inventories are getting eaten up. So I think we're going higher very soon. CDEV, another one that looks very good. Nice, good, strong day today. I do think that eventually we're going to move to the upside here. Is it going to be in the next couple of days? Maybe. It still looks very bullish to me for a move higher. Crew Energy looking a little bit more bearish than the other ones, but still looks good. We could maybe do a retest down to 250s, and I would be a buyer there for sure. Big long-term perspective, guys. This thing looks absolutely fantastic. Let me put it in a log. Absolutely fantastic for a big move to the upside. I don't know if we're going to get that pullback. We might, but I wouldn't bet on it, guys. I just, we'll see. We'll see. Callum Petroleum, also looking good. This does have a bullish engulfing pattern. I think we're moving higher on Callum Petroleum. Athabasca Oil, ATHOF. Athabasca Oil is looking, come on, load it. It's looking good. We're up. We are above its support line. I think it's just a matter of time. The volume stepping in. I think we're going higher. Looking at Recaf. Recaf's coming up to a long-term support area. I know that they did a financing, and they put a bunch of warrants in there for $9 in quarter 3 or quarter 4 of 2022. I think they think a big move's coming. They're probably going to release some good news, I think. But looking at this, bullish engulfing, bullish piercing, I'm looking for a move higher. Sitting on a gigantic oil deposit when oil is about to launch higher is a pretty good thing to have. I think that they have a gigantic oil deposit, and all they have to do is prove that they have it. Once they prove it, this will go dramatically higher, I think. NOG getting some buying pressure here. It's not the best looking of charts compared to some. CDEV and SM look absolutely excellent, their charts. They look like powerhouses. Same with Crew Energy and Athabasca. They all look like powerhouses. And Recaf. Northern Oil and Gas, the chart doesn't look as good in the short term, but it looks phenomenal on the long term, and I do own this. So hopefully we can blow through this area and get a move higher. CPG, this guy's also looking good. We're at this resistance line. We're trying to break through this resistance back here. Once we break through that, I think we're going to see some nice gains there. Grand Tierra Energy, I wouldn't be doing a thing with it. Just hold on. It's broken out of this pattern. Now it's whatever oil is going to do, and I think we're going to see a big move higher there. Tellurian, TELL. This is a liquefied natural gas company. They're building a liquefied natural gas terminal. We're probably going to see this thing move on higher. Nice, good, strong closing today. So that one looks good. Pedevco been moving sideways, getting a little bit of buying pressure today. Nice, good bullish engulfing here. I like that day, showing that we're putting in a bottom there. That's where I would have been a buyer. OAS coming on up. We're still in this pattern. Kind of came back in it. If oil goes higher, I suspect that would go higher. We're right at support for CRK. This is a good buy point in this area down here, guys. If you want to fire some off for CRK, if you want a more natural gas exposure, I would be doing it in this box here, or right now, and do a little sprinkle. Sandridge coming on up, getting a little bit of buying pressure today. Natural gas was quite weak. We'll see where this thing goes. I think we'll go sideways and then start rocketing higher if oil goes higher. Ring Energy still looks really good. I'd be a buyer here if you guys want a company in oil. Ring Energy right here looks good. I know some people, Trillion Energy was up 8.28% today. TCFF, I don't go over it every time, but this thing's been moving on up. It's been going in this long-term channel there. I don't really own much in it. I own a teeny, like a very, very small amount. I own more in those ones that are moving with the price of oil. Surge Energy, right on its support line there. So that one looks good if you want to pick some up. And then Tamarack Valley, that's a bullish, this is a bullish piercing pattern where the opening price is below it and it's closing above the 50th percentile mark. If you were to look at this from a perspective here, it's basically just saying that a downtrend line's broken and that we could potentially move on up. So that's what that is. Looking at oil services, OIH, this is the ETF for oil or energy services, I should say. Still looking really good. We're in this pattern here. I don't know if we're going to pull back or move higher. It depends on what oil does. I think naturally it wants to pull back, but the inventory levels are not allowing it to pull back. We are at too much of a critical level. So I'm just going to jump in here and describe something real quick. I think humans naturally, the psychological level wants oil to pull back, but our inventory levels are so low, and I'll show you that in the next clip today. What inventory levels look like and kind of what's going on, that we may go higher. Just because we're really getting low on inventory. And I think quarter one of 2023 is going to be absolutely ridiculous. TTI, this is Tetra Technologies, moving on up today. It's not necessarily, it could be a bullish piercing. We could see a move higher. We'll see what happens. It's really close on that chart. Transocean getting a small move higher. It's not a reversal candlestick pattern. Looking at Pump's just moving sideways. EXTN moving sideways. Valaris getting a nice good bump higher, but it's still not a reversal candlestick pattern. MMA Offshore, this is one that I think looks absolutely fantastic for a move on up. We've got nice good buying pressure. It is breaking out of this big pattern. If you've been on the channel, obviously you've been seeing this thing play out. I'd be a buyer down here. It is breaking out. It looks fantastic for a continued move higher. Tidewater, this is one that broke out. We've been playing this from in here on the channel. It's got this nice little kind of leak off of sellers. We'll find a retest down here, buy the retest, and then just hold on. This thing is an ultra value land down here. I've got the rocket ship even. Just be patient, guys. Don't be impatient with this stuff. Let it come to you. Pick some more shares up and let it ride higher. NEX, nice good move higher here. It looks good to continue higher. This has been a rocket ship, guys. We went from 360 to 660 in like a month. Nice good breakout here. Looks fantastic. Looking at CHX, Champion X Corporation. This thing's ready to break out, guys. You know, if you want to get in it, get in it. CHX. Get in it before it breaks out. You're probably going to see a nice big move very soon. So that's CHX. WHD, another one that is, let me back out here. This is another one that could be lining up for a big pop higher. Oh, it already had the pop higher. Here we go. It's a big move higher. It's already broken out of its resistance line. So that one looks good to continue higher. OII, yeah, we're in this little pattern here. We could break to the upside. And then if we break to the upside, guys, this thing's got a nice good pattern coming down. Could probably draw it from here. Actually, if you do it from here, it's right in that resistance sticky area. But that one looks good for OII. NE, Noble Energy, just kind of chopping sideways. Again, guys, you want to buy it when it's down, and you don't want to buy it and chase it when it's breaking up. If you can throw a pattern in here, you could kind of throw, there's a lot of stickiness through here. So if we can get above this, we'll probably have a pretty good break for Noble Energy. And then Helix Energy Solutions, this is one that I own. I bought it down here in the $3 something range. I'm just holding on to it. It's in this upward channel. It was down a little bit. Well, it was barely a small update today. But I own it, and I just hold on to it. I'm not going to do anything with it. So that's what I've got for today. Oil, I don't know if we're going to get this big pullback. Everybody said, oh, we're going to go back to 70. We're not going to go back to 70 if inventory levels are all messed up. I'll go over the inventory levels the next clip, give you guys some information, but we're drawing down inventory. So whatever pullback we are going to get, I think it's going to be shallow. And that's my opinion, guys. We could get a bigger pullback. I don't know the future. I'm just looking at this market. I'm looking at the candlesticks. I'm looking at all of these charts, and nothing is telling me that we're going to get this big sell-off. There's no large, big down candlesticks. Every candlestick is being met with buying pressure if they have a down day, and they're usually smaller down days. So I think it looks bullish. I think that we could see, what could happen here is a lot of people think that we need this pullback. They're going to get short, and then they're all going to get squeezed out of this. That's a potential that could potentially happen. I mean, that we'll see. I'm holding long. I'm holding strong. I think oil's going far higher. I think we're going to see. I think we'll see $100 easy. How much over 100? I have no idea. We could go 150. We could go 200 by 2023 sometime. I don't know. Inventory levels, they need to start adding oil back into the inventory. They're not. And we're at 90, and I feel like we're mispriced right now at $90 a barrel. I feel like we should almost be at 120, 130, maybe even 140, just to see what the inventory levels do. Because we don't have inventory coming in to inventory. We don't have oil coming into inventory. So I'm holding my positions. I'm very overweight in energy right now. I have a lot of money in oil because I overweighted it in the beginning when it was down. So my positions are getting massive. So we'll see what happens. I'm very bullish on oil. I'm very bullish on energy in general. Very bullish on natural gas for next winter. I'm looking at companies like Comstock Resources. I'm looking at companies like Ring Energy that are breaking their patterns. I'm looking at uranium. I'm looking at the companies that are down. I'm adding in. I have my physical metals, which is another play on, I think, energy, because you own the physical metal. The cost curves are going to go funky if we have energy problems. So I'm holding long and strong, guys. Thumbs up for the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.